David Hall is going to present the PCGS Collector's Universe Educational Award for Numismatic Achievement.
So I'm blown away by all of the wonderful numismatic intelligence in this room. The numismatic IQ is off the charts. And for us who love coins and all they mean, it's about education. It's about telling people exactly what the coins mean, why they were made, the history behind them. And then on individual coins, why this coin is the best or third best or fifth best or rare or whatever. And there's a bunch of different ways to do it. And the most important thing, not just in coins, but in life, is focus. And in this room, there are some people whose focus is way beyond my nonlinear brain. Okay, and for coins, you can focus on a series, a new door to open with such intensity, the poster child being Roger Burdett. You can focus on an individual coins, as some of the great catalogers do, such as Mark Borcott, or not in an auction catalog, but online in a book, a condition sensitive whatever, like Ron Guth, the new director of the NLG?
No.
No.
Yes, yeah, Ron Guth is
Right,
the executive director of the NLG.
Okay, how he focuses on individual coins. Totally amazing. And then you can do something bigger. I think they call it the magnum opus. And there is one of us among us who is focused on one area for nearly 50 years. Okay, the guy is in outer space. And I've watched him work on this book for almost 50 years. In 1977, oh, did you know there were, however many, 3 die varieties of the 1888 proof gold dollar? No, John, I didn't, but holy smokes, thanks for telling me, okay? The focus that this individual did to his magnum opus, 4 volumes, of course he's starting with volume 4 because he has that coin dealer mentality. So, all I can say is what I said to him, okay? I know and I understand what Mark Borchardt and Ron Guth and Roger Burdett do. I don't understand their subject as well as they do, but I understand what they do. And what he has done, okay, I looked him in the eye and said, I hope you realize you are the only person on the planet who could have done this book. And he worked on it for almost 50 years. It is one of the magnum opuses of all research, numismatic research projects, books, focuses. And so Scott suggested that we do a PCGS Educational Award because we're concerned about that. Scott's concerned about it. Certainly the NLG members do that continually. And so the first recipient of the PCGS NLG Educational Award goes to John Dannreuther for his work on proof gold die varieties. He's the first individual to get it. The Newman Numismatic Portal got it last year. Well deserved.
It's a great honor. Like David said, maybe I'm the only person that could write this book, but I'm probably the only person that would consider writing a book like this. It's a very esoteric subject, but as David said, I spent the last 40 or 50 years looking very closely at coins, probably too closely, but to me, everybody has contributed to this hobby in many, many, many ways, and we all just look and hope to find our path and the areas that we can write about or study. And to me, I fell in love with proof coins when I was a kid with my father, who switched me from a stamp collector to a coin collector, because I saw him buy those proof sets every year. And when we would go to the post office and get them, the first thing I would do was take them home and rip them open and check out the Franklin half, because that to me was the coin that mattered. The other coins I didn't care that much about, but I would always look at the Franklin half, and I guess I got fascinated with proofs at that point in time, and I've been studying them ever since. But thank you very much for this award, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Did Paige Dannreuther want to say a few words? Paige, you...
But I have a very unique perspective because my dad was just my dad. Like, he is my dad, and I didn't go to a coin show until I was about 12. And then suddenly everyone keeps asking me, like, oh, where's your dad? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't really care. But everyone wanted to know where he was and would follow him like he's some sort of numismatic god. And I was like, oh, okay. Is this normal? And people see my last name and think that it's, special, but I'm like, he just makes terrible dad jokes and talks about coins a lot. So to me, I'm like, he's just my dad. But he knows more than just coins. People think, oh, he's a coin guy. No, if you talk to him about music, he'll talk to you for hours about music. Don't ask him about family history, because he will talk to you for days about our genealogy. And somebody came over on a boat and did something with Napoleon. I don't remember any of it, but he just keeps talking about it. So if you want to hear that, feel free to ask him. Just hope I'm not around. I don't want to be part of that. But he has worked on this, and I've tried to help. Just like I've tried to steal all his knowledge, it's not working. I've tried to steal it all. There's too much. I don't know. He's forgotten more than I know. And he's just been working on this one book after finishing his other books for the past at least 8 years solid. And there's still 3 more volumes. So there's still more books to come, and we're still working on it. So he better not, not be around to finish these books, because I don't think I can finish them for him. So, Dad, you better stick around for a little while. But he's my dad, but he means a lot to the industry, and he will live on long past himself with this industry, and I hope everyone appreciates it, because I do.
My literary experience with John Dannreuther has been extraordinary. We first started working together on the PCGS Grading Encyclopedia. And to give you an example of the type of extraordinary work this man does, one of the first chapters of the book, he wrote, and he wrote, and he wrote. And I was the editor of the book and did a word count of the first chapter. And the editor at Random House said, we really don't want this first chapter to go more than 3,000 words. Well, the word count was 38,000 words for chapter 1. And before I could even tell him he needed to trim it down, he had already worked on 3 other succeeding chapters, and they were more than 40,000 words apiece. And we had to trim those down to 3,000 or 4,000 words. Now, the PCGS Grading and Authenticity Encyclopedia, as it is, a beautiful coffee table-sized book for the first edition, turned out to be an amazing work, but there's about another 400,000 words that weren't published with that book. So this man's mind is encyclopedic. His speed is nothing less than extraordinary, and we all certainly salute John Dannreuther, and we need to be honored and privileged that he's within our industry. A warm round of applause for John Dannreuther and his extraordinary accomplishments.